The follow-up is simple. Ask a question, listen to the answer, then follow up. I'm your host, Noah Kozlov. Enjoy.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of The Follow-Up. I'm Eden, and this is my dad, Noah. And every week, we sit on my bed and have a different conversation about something I want to talk about. And this week, we're talking about a few things. My COVID shot and the book Blubber.
So we're not finished Blubber. We've only read...
I think the
three
first
chapters?
3 chapters.
Right, so we're recording this on Sunday, so we'll read tonight and read throughout the week as we do before you go to bed. But let's start with your COVID shot, because last week we talked about the possibility of getting it, then we didn't really know, and then Mom was up at 5 in the morning and booked your appointment and got it. So, how you feeling?
Well, let's say it like this. I got it yesterday, and today's Sunday, so I got it on Saturday. Well, it didn't really hurt that much.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what was it?
Maybe like a 1.
Right, so that's what you thought it was going to be, a 1. Mm-hmm.
So my arm's still a little sore.
Mm-hmm.
Which, well, it's not like supposed to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit sore.
Mm-hmm.
But no other side effects. You haven't felt nauseous. You haven't gotten a headache. You haven't gotten a rash. Nothing. You don't feel sick.
No.
Just a little sore.
Mm-hmm.
Drink some water. Shake out your arm. Took a little Tylenol.
Yep.
Good to go.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be offering it in school too.
Tomorrow starting.
Mm-hmm. Which is great. So now hopefully a bunch of kids can get it.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can have more interactions, like I said last week, with my friends.
Mm-hmm. And then now you've got to wait 3 weeks, so you'll get it, I think Thanksgiving Day.
I'm getting on the 27th.
Yeah, I think that's Thanksgiving.
What day is Thanksgiving?
Thursday. I think it's Thursday the 27th.
No, the 27th is Friday.
I don't know. So if you
or
get
the 26th.
if you get it around Thanksgiving, are they gonna? You think they'll shoot turkey gravy into your arm, or do you think it's gonna be the vaccine?
The vaccine.
Okay, so if you're moving your arm at all, it's because of that. But
it's because
I think you're okay.
Yeah.
You slept okay with it?
I slept totally fine.
Good. Okay, so Blubber,
Yeah.
Judy Blume book that you got for your birthday, and I think it was written in the 70s. In the 1970s. I wasn't here for the first chapter. I was
but we
away.
told you about it.
Right. I didn't remember at all what it was about. I think I remember. I think I read it when I was a kid, but I don't remember at all what it was about. In the very first chapter, what shocked you? What stood out? What stood out to you?
I would say that what stood out, the problems kind of happening in the first chapter, and it's also going on with the book. So this is like the part that stood out that's like probably going to carry on with the rest of the story.
The theme of the book, yeah.
So it's about this girl of this class. I think they're in 5th grade, and there's this girl Linda they're giving book reports. Not book reports, but they're just giving a report about a different type of animal. So this girl Linda has whales. So when she's talking about whales, she says a word blubber, which means I think it's like the fat on the whale.
It is. Mm-hmm.
So now on the bus and that day. Also, well, let's go back a little bit. I forgot one thing. There's this girl Wendy who writes a note, and I think it says blubber, blubber, blubber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
So she passes it around half the classroom. So now on the bus ride home, now everybody starts teasing her and saying blubber, calling her blubber.
Well, why were they calling her blubber? Not just because of she did the report on.
Because I thought it was funny, and it was also funny.
Well, why did she think that it was funny that Linda was doing a report about whales and blubber?
Wait. Why?
So they said Linda was...
Right.
The kids were teasing
Right.
Linda because they thought she was fat.
Right. Oh, right. Because they thought she was fat, but this girl. So right.
So
Linda.
then they thought, oh, how appropriate that she's doing a report about whales and blubber when they think she was fat. So now they're making fun of her
Right.
and calling her blubber.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, but there's this girl Jill who is the main character, and also the narrator of the story, and she does not think it's right. And they're also throwing her jacket around. Not Jill's, Linda's. So she has to give it. She gets it and she gives it to Linda.
Right.
So she's a kind character, but the other characters kind of aren't as nice.
The other characters are really mean.
Right.
Right. And Jill is is Jill? Is she friends with the other kids?
I think she is.
Yeah. So what she's doing. So this is something that we've talked about. That it's not always easy to do the right thing.
When other people that are like friends aren't doing it.
Right. Then when people that you're supposedly friends with aren't, which then makes you think, well, should I even really be friends with these people if they're doing these awful things? But hopefully, in my mind, Jill can not only make Linda feel better, but also show these other kids,
That it's not right.
right, that this isn't right. This isn't how you treat somebody. We should all be friends. Like, why would you make fun of somebody like that? Yeah. Do you ever hear any of this stuff on at school?
No.
No.
Like in this type of scenario, but not like blubber.
Right. Not. But
Not blubber.
do you ever hear kids making fun of or picking on anybody for the way they look, the way they dress?
No. Not at all.
Height, weight, nothing like that?
No.
No, that's good. That's good. But they're all different types of bullying. Right. And kids who might not be nice
Right.
for different reasons. How do you handle, like, if someone just wasn't nice to you for whatever reason?
For whatever reason.
Said, like, you can't play with us. Just use.
Can't play with us.
Right. So how would you respond to that?
How will I respond to that? Let's think. I would feel disappointed, but I would probably say that I would probably just say okay and just. I would also say that that's not nice. That's rude to say that,
Mm-hmm.
and it is rude.
Yep.
And
My first reaction would be, well, why not?
right, and why?
Mm-hmm. And then there's no acceptable answer.
There's no
Yeah.
acceptable answer.
Right, so-
It's just whatever you think. If you have no answer, then you should let that person play, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, everyone should be playing together to begin with, but maybe you could then explain to that person, well, are we friends? And if the person said yes, I said, well then,
That's not the way
friends should be playing together.
friends should be playing together. They shouldn't be It's like they shouldn't be eliminating people from their game that are their friends.
Right.
That play with them.
Exactly. So that is a type of bullying, but also just like being mean and rude. Yeah, but it's sometimes it's difficult to do that right thing because you're thinking about how other people might look at you. But the fact is, if you're Jill,
Right, find out.
you stand up for what you know is right.
Right.
And we tell you that all the time, that even if you don't, no matter what, like I know in your class you have kind of reward systems for like role model, that you get your name on purple and they
Right.
say thanks for being a role model, things like that. But even if your name isn't on that list, you just always do
What's right.
what's right. Whether you get recognized for it or not, as long as
Right.
you know you did what's right, that's what matters.
Right.
And it would be the same in this instance.
Right. Jill knows what's right, and she's going to do, and she is doing what's right.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully,
She will continue.
yeah, right. And that's important
Right.
because Linda feels awful,
Right.
and she needs somebody to be there for her, to be a friend, to stand up for her. And even if it's not, even if it's someone who you don't really know, or you don't think, or isn't like one of your friends,
Right.
you still gotta do what's right. And it's easier said than done, but you still gotta do what's right.
Because the more you can stand up for things that you notice that are wrong, for the longer.
Say it again?
I said for the earlier you, like you said, the earlier you know how to do it, it's better. So you can, when you notice more things, you can do it for longer because you've known it early.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Yes, I understand.
Now, does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It does. Proud of you. I love you.
I love you.